Well, the Packers are starting from way down under here. First down following the 56-yard punt by Claybo. It boosted his average to 38 yards for the day. But he has the wind with him, and the first real indication that the wind is a factor. And we'll watch the passing from down there, too. Ball at the 10-yard line. McGeorge shifts over to the left tight end position. Barty Smith, number 33, good hole off the right tackle. Digs his way out to the 16, maybe the 17-yard line before Alan Page put the stop on him.
Good blocking by Torkelson that time for Barty Smith. Barty Smith picking his hole very good. You know, the Green Bay Packers have not been in excellent field condition at all times. They started from the 6, the 26, the 22, the 30, the 12, the 28, and the 10. So they have not been in good field position all afternoon.
2nd and 3, and McGeorge now shifts back to the right side. That brings a full shift by the Minnesota Vikings. Barty Smith trying the left tackle side. Alan Page waiting for him there. He comes up short of the first down. Got maybe a yard and a half on it. What we're seeing when McGeorge makes that shift, Johnny, from one tight end position to the other, is the Vikings flip-flopping their linebackers. We mentioned that Scott Studwell playing for the injured Matt Blair. Blair is dressed, but has only started the game. Studwell came in quickly after that, and he's playing in the middle with Seaman playing over on the left side, and they've got a weak side, strong side thing that I know you can explain better than I can when we get another opportunity. We'll see that shift, and then perhaps you can show it. Torkelson straight ahead, and looked like he got the first down, and they signal so. So the Packers showing some muscle their way out to a first down at the 21.
Tim, we mentioned the Minnesota shift, what they're doing with McGeorge as he changes sides of scrimmage. He goes from one side to the other. He actually makes the Minnesota Vikings shift their line to the strong side, as the Green Bay Packers predominantly been strong side running attack. Therefore, they overload to the strong side to try to prevent the running.
All right, so next time you see that movement by McGeorge, we'll watch for the Vikings to react to it. And the pass intended for Odom overthrown. Dickey had pretty good heat on him. First man in was Sutherland, and right behind him was Eller. And so it'll be second down.
Well, that's a bad throw by Dickey because he had Odom coming across the middle. Plenty of time to throw, although you mentioned he did have some heat. He was actually knocked down as he was in the act of throwing. But I believe he should have completed that pass. He had Odom wide open. If he's going to have to bring that ball down, they'll have a bunch of midgets out there running as on the outside. But Taha and Odom, neither one of them 6 foot tall.
2nd and 10 for the Packers at their 21.
Well, they've got 3 wide receivers in again on this passing situation. We saw this back in the first half. Payne, Odom, and Bataha. Dickey with lots of time. Throws short, complete to Bataha. Bataha gets out to the 35, 36-yard line. First down, Green Bay. Fred McNeil made the tackle. And so the Pack coming from deep in their own zone, now finally putting a couple of series together here. Consecutive first downs. Dallas in front of Tampa 23-7, 8:36 remaining third period. The Jets lead New England 27-20, 10:30 remaining in the fourth period, and the Patriots upset last Monday night by the Cleveland Browns and in trouble there. Atlanta in front of the Giants 10-3, 10:39 remaining in the fourth period in that game. First down, Packers. Remember, they trail by only 6 points. Any kind of an offensive move on their part would have them back in front here with an extra point. Sutherland made the tackle on Barty Smith after a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 yards to go for Green Bay. Pittsburgh leading Cleveland 28-14, 11:30 remaining in the fourth period there. Baltimore, a narrow margin over Buffalo, 10-7, near the end of the first half. Dickey throwing, Odom complete. Nate right on the coverage, and he was out of bounds when he caught the ball.
There's an example where the receiver has to know exactly where he is when he's catching the football. Let's take a look at it and see whether Odom had enough time to get his feet down in bounds. There you see that switch there by the Minnesota Vikings as McGeorge went from one side to the other. Let's take a look at Odom now, see if he could get his feet in it. He was bobbling the ball. exactly what it was. He had plenty of time to get the feet down, but he did not have a handle on a football.
3rd down, 8 to go. Big play here for Green Bay. They've got to keep something going. Dickey scrambling. Does not get the first down. Came up a yard and a half short. Alan Page put the tackle on him. He ran for about 6 yards, but that's going to leave him 4th and 1. And the Packers will punt.
The Packers so far this season have not scored a point in the second half of a ball game.
Manfred Moore awaiting the punt back at the 14-yard line. Let's see what Beverly does against the wind. Well, the wind definitely held it up, but a little better than Claybo had done. He caught it at the 20-yard line, is nailed by 5 Packers. Good gang tackling downfield on Manfred Moore. And the Vikings will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They lead it 13-7.
Now try and forget the 10th largest life insurance company in America, Lincoln National Life. We're easy to remember.
You know, it looked like a light day, with nothing to deliver but posters for the AC Spark Plug Buy 7, Get 1 free sale. What could be easier, right? Wrong. Do you know how many places sell AC Spark Plugs? And everyone with a poster like this is selling 8 AC Spark Plugs for the price of 7, as long as supplies last. Sure, getting a free AC Spark Plug is a great idea. But you better move fast.
Sunday, Archie wants to buy a business.
I want to see Kelsey's bar turned into Bunker's bar.
At 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain.
Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas of Bloomington, Minnesota. The Vikings lead at 13-7, and they have first down at their own 20-yard line following the punt from Dave Beverly. In that Jets-Patriots game, it's tied at 27 with 1 minute and 27 remaining in the ball game in regulation time. Steve Grogan passing to Darrell Stingley to get the Patriots back into the tie. Tarkenton complete. Wide sideline, covered immediately and knocked out by McCoy. Ahmad Rashad. He picked up 7, maybe 7.5 on the play. It'll be second down. If you have not heard the names of Ollie Smith and Dennis Havig mentioned today, they are the inactive players, both missing from the Packers because of injury. Smith with a hamstring, Havig with a broken hand, and sitting it out for the Vikings, Wally Hilgenberg was yet to play because of a sprained ankle, and rookie quarterback Tom Kramer. Good defensive work by the Packers. Foreman is stopped inside the line of scrimmage. They nearly had Tarkenton before he handed the ball off. He just got the ball to Chuck. They were both hit immediately.
There's a breakdown somewhere on the blocking as the guard moved to the outside. As you see, Francis getting nailed right there by Dave Roller. The guard forgot to come inside. Of course, the man is brought down, Foreman brought down very hard by one of the defenders of the Green Bay Packers, number 52, Gary Weaver, playing linebacker for them.
So it is third down and about 4 to go now. They lost about a half a yard in that play. Complete to Rashad. He has the first down. McCoy again on the tackle. The same pass play we saw moments ago that got them a 7-yard gain, and this time it gets them first down. Minnesota at their own 36-yard line.
Tim, both of these outside men, McCoy and Buchanan, both are playing off Sammy White and Rashad very, very deeply, giving them the short passes in front of them. That time Rashad just blew McCoy back and just turned the outside where Francis had the ball right on the money.
Going on first down, complete to Foreman out of the backfield, and he's hit by Gary Weaver. But again, another good gain for the Vikes. Carr there to help out. He got close to 9 yards.
Foreman was, of course, France's second choice. As you see, he wanted to go to the outside, and you see, and Foreman just drift beyond Weaver, number 52, the linebacker, just gave it to him and hoped that Foreman could break a tackle. You'd rather see Foreman carry the football coming out of that backfield than you would getting him back in the secondary with the football where he can do an awful lot of damage.
Oh, boy. Second and short. McClanahan is stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and he may not have reached that first down yardage. Ezra Johnson and Mike Butler, the fine-looking young defensive ends for Green Bay, combining to make the tackle on him. Detroit leading Philadelphia. That's quite a ball game they've got going. 17-13 in the fourth period. It's been close all the way. Here's another dandy. New England and the Jets tied. 27-all in the fourth period. New Orleans leading Chicago. That's an upset so far. In the second period, the Bears have got a ways to come back. Dallas in front of Tampa, and that's no surprise. Third and short. Swilly and Craig are in for the Vikings in the short yardage situation. They have the first down. Foreman stopped by Carter, but again, the Vikings have been able on all of those third and shorts to get the first down yardage. And they keep their drive alive, and again, moving it more like they did back in the first period, John.
They are moving the football very well. Again, they're maintaining control of it. They're eating the possession downs up, getting the first down. Francis is doing an outstanding job. See a score with Buffalo 7, Baltimore 10 at halftime.
We've got an update on this one you're looking at right now. Atlanta has gone ahead 17-3 over the Giants with very little time remaining in regulation time there. 2:30 left in the fourth quarter. Tarkenton throwing, intended for White, and cannot get it. White jumped a little bit early there, and he may have thought that the defender had a better shot at the ball than he did, and he wanted to make sure that he knocked it away. It was Buchanan on the coverage, number 28.
Let's take a look at Francis and watch. He just hangs that ball right up inside. He did have some pressure on him, but he hung the ball up there for White, who was not able to get up to get the football. That ball could have gone either way had the defender been a little closer.
That was McCoy on the coverage, number 29, not Buchanan, number 28. Credit should go properly to Mike McCoy for doing the job. Second down. Tarkenton has thrown on first down fairly often today. Foreman cutting back, and the Packers played it well. He got no more than a yard on the play. It was Clarence Williams, number 83, first man to hit him. Williams is playing at left tackle in Dave Roller's spot at the moment. Now in come Randolph and Wagner, 23 and 21. Carter and Weaver, two of the linebackers, go out in this third and long. Tarkenton is sacked. They had good penetration. He had all of his receivers out. There were no backs to block for him. Williams and Ezra Johnson were there to put the hit on him. Dave Roller. They all came.
The Packers have sacked Tarkenton 4 times this afternoon. Coupled with that of last week, they've knocked the opposing quarterback down 9 times. Up to last week, 4 times today, and they were tied last week with Dallas for the league of sacking the quarterback. So they have been putting a fair rush on Fran Tarkenton this afternoon.
Dave Roller, you saw in the replay, the first man to get him, and there were 2 more right with him. Claybo's punt, a good one, and gets a good bounce. It rolls out at the 6-yard line of Green Bay. Carroll had no chance to get to that ball. And the Packers will start deep in their own zone at the 6. 3:40 remaining here in the third quarter. The score remains the Vikings 13, the Green Bay Packers 7.
Come on, old trademark. Time for your walk. What's the hurry? I know where we're going. To where your family began. With the same Levi's blue jeans worn by this man. Hey, you've come quite a ways, little registered mark. Now that I see these guys by the park dressed in your newest edition, sums it up right there. Levi's sportswear. Trademark, I know what you'd say if you could. Levi's don't have to be blue, just have to be good.
Save at Ward's during the National Hardware Week sale. Got a storage problem? Get the solution. Ward's 10x9 steel storage building. It's Ward's tallest with 8 feet of headroom, 10 bending and stooping, and it's sale priced, $80 off. For security, there's Ward's galvanized steel fence fabric, now sale priced at 47 cents per foot. Give Ward's a call today for a free in-home estimate. Get storage, security, and savings during the National Hardware Week sale at Ward's.
Next Sunday, CBS Sports presents a regional doubleheader with Philadelphia taking on the Giants, Detroit at Minnesota, followed by a regional doubleheader, Dallas at St. Louis, Atlanta, San Francisco, and Washington against Tampa Bay. Consult your local listings for the games and times in your area. Some cities will only see a single game due to the NFL blackout policy, but lots of NFL action on CBS next Sunday. And the Green Bay Packers are 1st and 10. Joe Blaha is in the lineup replacing Bobby Bryant at the right corner for the Vikings. First time today. Bryant bothered with a sprained ankle and a sore knee as he's playing up to this point. Torkelson, wide right. Running room. Studwell forces him out at the 15-yard line, and depending on where they mark it, he might have himself a first down. He does. Good run by Torkelson. Vikings twice, John, have come out from deep in their own end, getting that quick first down, and it's got to be a morale booster.
Well, it is a morale booster to them. The biggest problem with Green Bay right now is they have not been able to control the football, make those first downs when they need be. They get one or two, and then a mistake here and there, and it end up costing them. And if they have a lot of young fellas playing on that line, and occasionally you're going to make a mistake, and that's what the Minnesota team does not do.
Marty Smith, good room up the left side behind Konkar and Steve Knutson. Seaman and Krause making the tackle.
This is almost a replica of the last time they had the ball. They've run Marty Smith and, of course, Torkelson, both of them good runners, not extremely fast, Tim. They really don't have a game breaker in that backfield at this time.
2nd and 2, Pittsburgh still well ahead of Cleveland Browns 28-14, and they've got a first down.
Marty Smith, the ball carrier. Seaman on the tackle. That's a Green Bay first down.
Seaman making the hit, but not before the Pack gets a first down, and they're rolling out of there, out to the 32. Pittsburgh's score is final. The Steelers beating the Browns 28-14. A real tough game there today, and Pittsburgh prevailing.
1st and 10 for the Packers at their 32.
Green Bay on the move out of their own end, trying to keep a sustained drive going. They trail by only 6 points. Odom in motion. That was Barty Smith, stopped by Page and McNeil.
Page and Studwell on the tackle.
And it is a loss of 2 yards. So the Vikings now making life a little tougher for Lynn Dickey. Another final in. The Jets have defeated the Patriots 30-27. And New England 2 losses in a row after losing to Cleveland Monday night. And a big morale booster for those lowly New York Jets, as they are continually called. In motion is Odom. Dickey complete. Torkelson, Studwell on the tackle. Torkelson got to the 40. It'll be 3rd and 2 yards to go.
Studwell on the tackle.
We haven't seen Dickey go to the backs too much in what passing he has done here this afternoon, John.
That's the first time, and as you see, they're working on the linebackers. Torkelson was open, and he put the ball exactly where he wanted it. Torkelson short of the first down. Bobby Bryant of the Minnesota Vikings is out of the ball game at this time. His left ankle has been bothering him off and on, and it's bothering him today, so they've taken him out of the ball game. Probably will not return.
Mark Mullaney is in now. Number 77. McNeil is out, so they've got an extra lineman in here in the short yardage situation. Dickey wants to throw. And they get him. Carl Eller. Flag is down. The flag is down. Eller got Dickey for about a 7-yard loss. Dickey wanted to throw that ball on short yardage, but his man was covered deep, and when he tried to get away, Eller, showing amazing speed for a guy they say is getting too old to play, he nailed the quarterback.
He came from all the way around the other side to do it, too.
Looks like a holding call against the Vikings, the preliminary signal. Let's see what transpires here after the sack by Eller. Here's the call from referee Chuck Heberling.
Defensive holding, number 23, first down.
Jeff Wright is number 23, and so the Packers will get a first down near their own 40-yard line. Oklahoma, 10th round draft choice. Gained close to 6 yards on the play. And that completes the third quarter, so the Packers still very much in the thick of things here. They'll have 2nd and 4 when we return, trailing 13-7.
Who is the #1 investment firm in the East? Who is the #1 investment firm in the Midwest? Who is the #1 investment firm in the South? Who is the #1 investment firm in the West? You know who. Merrill Lynch. All around America, more investors turn to Merrill Lynch than any other investment firm. Sure, there are lots of investment firms, but there's only one Merrill Lynch. For the millions of people who need a full-size car, introducing the 1978 Ford LTD. If you need 6-passenger space, if you need a roomy trunk, if you want mileage like this, then the full-size 1978 Ford LTD could be just the car for you. LTD, a better idea from Ford.
The Packers Brain Trust, led by Bart Starr in the suit, talking to his quarterback Lynn Dickey, and it would appear the most significant thing that has sparked their offense has been passing to the running backs, John.
Giving to the running backs who are working on the linebackers, the defensive secondary, standing back there real well with the deep men, and then Dickey has been going to the backs and picking up some good yardage. And the best thing about it, he's been maintaining control of the football and the drive, and driving right down the field against a real fine defensive football team.
The Vikings have young James Duck White in at left defensive end for Eller. Torkelson met right at the line of scrimmage. Jim Marshall, the last man to get him, and it looked like Jeff Seaman was the first man to get him, number 50, putting the pop on him.
Seaman and Marshall on the
got maybe a yard at the most. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 2.5 to go for a first down. This is now final. Atlanta defeating the Giants 17-3. And Detroit over Philadelphia 17-13. And of course, that's of interest to Packer and Vikings fans, as the Lions trying to become a factor in the Central Division. Bert Askson in at tight end for the Pack. This is Torkelson. Good gain and a first down. Finally dumped by Paul Krause at the 41-yard line of Minnesota. So the Packers keep things moving. We could have ourselves a football game here. This has been a Viking-dominated game so far, but they lead by only 6 points. And so credit to the Packers' defense and some Vikings mistakes in keeping it close. And now with the Green Bay offense starting to roll, I think we're in for some fun here.
Some very good blocking on that point of attack that time by Dick Hines of the Green Bay Packers to break Torkelson loose.
Play action. Dickey broken up by Blaha. Intended for Ken Payne, number 85. And Blaha, number 21 on the coverage, got a hand on the ball. 2nd down.
Blaha, good position on the defender that time, and Dickey was just a hair late with the football. He broke open just about, a 1/10 of a second. He had a ball there a little earlier. We would have had the completion because Blaha was sitting back to the inside and had to go a long way to knock it down.
Randy Vataha comes in for Ken Payne. Vataha 18. The motion is Torkelson. Quick pass out to Vataha. They want a screen for him. And Vataha is crushed as he never quite found the opening behind his blockers and came back against the flow, and it was Blaha who put the hit on it.
He is a very quick young man. This is a quick screen back to Bataha. As you see the screen Foreman coming to the outside, he elects to go back inside, and there he really should have turned up to the inside, because the more you fool around trying to come back, you're going to get into the pursuit by the Minnesota Vikings, and almost got his head torn off.
I wonder how often we'll have Blaha on Bataha. Dickey pumps once, now he's in trouble. Gets it away, intended for Odom, and he just chucked that out of there as he had pressure from Alan Page, number 88. It'll be 4th down, Green Bay.
Dickey's pass intended for Odom was incompleted as 4th down.
So the Vikings stop the Packers' drive. Chester Marcol will try a very long field goal. At the 43, it makes it a 53-yarder. He does have the wind, and the wind has been a factor in the punting, as we have commented. Claybo had all kinds of problems in the first half punting against the wind. Marcol kicks it very short. Very short. And Minnesota, remember, gets the ball at the line of scrimmage. We've got 12:36 to go here in the 4th period. And Minnesota continues to lead at 13-7. We'll return to the Metropolitan Stadium after this word from your local station.
CBS brings you highlights from Elvis Presley's last 2 concerts in a 1-hour special tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.
Next Saturday on CBS at 4:30, CBS Sports Spectacular. What a lineup we've got for you. The U.S. Grand Prix, the World Middleweight Full Contact Karate Championship, and more of the world's strongest men. John, you got to wonder a little bit about that last call, the field goal try.
Well, I kind of question that in that situation. Minnesota's been moving the ball, although the defense has been playing well. It's a 53-yard kick, and that's a very, very long kick to try. And now you're going to give the ball to one of the best offensive football teams on the line of scrimmage on the 45-yard line.
Tarkington complete to McClanahan. He's hit immediately at the 40-yard line, picked up 4 yards. And even with the wind, I guess that must have been part of their thinking. They thought that that's a pretty brisk breeze blowing in that direction, but nonetheless, it's a long way under the best conditions.
It is, and I would certainly would not want to give that football to Francis Tarkington at the 40-yard line every time. Although you know he's showing a little confidence in that defense, and let's see what they come up with.
The 5th defensive back in for the Packers here on 2nd down. They give it to Foreman straight ahead, and he got about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 2 yards to go for the 1st down. Now, if they can stop him here and get the ball back, well, then that play looks a little better. Butler made the tackle. Bud Grant.
We have some pretty good tackle and play going on down on the field with Yeri playing on Butler. And I believe Butler is giving Yeri all he wants this afternoon.
He is an impressive young man. They've told him he's got the job, the rookie from Kansas. He's got the left defensive end spot. He's out there to learn. McClanahan. 1st down and then some. Close to the 45-yard line of Green Bay, and he gets a hand from the partisan crowd as the Vikings have now moved into Green Bay territory. And Stu Voigt, number 83, as we'll see here, does a pretty good job.
Let's watch Stu Voigt, number 83, blocking on the linebacker, Gary Weaver right here. Stu stays with him. You notice the arms are out. I don't know whether he has a hold of him there or not, but he actually stayed with Gary Weaver and was the one who set the block up and then comes over and picks up Carter.
You had to get overtime for that play. 1st down, Minnesota at the 45. Foreman, Weaver has him. Carter comes in to help. So does Johnny Gray, number 24. He got about 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Green Bay is doing one thing that all good defensive football teams do, and which you have to do. when you're playing against runners like the Minnesota Vikings, that is gang tackling. It's tough to bring a Foreman down or a McClanahan or a Miller down one-on-one. You must get good pursuit from your defensive linemen and also the linebackers and the secondary coming up.
Robert Miller and Sammy Johnson are now the running backs in the pro set. Foreman out for a breather, has 53 yards rushing. Sammy Johnson looks like he has the first down, a pickup of about 7 yards, running behind the blocking of number 68, Charlie Goodrum. And Minnesota has it rolling again following that missed field goal that gave them the ball almost at midfield.
There's a look at the first downs. Minnesota with 21, Green Bay 7.
Good running by Sammy Johnson. Close to 10 yards on the play, and again Goodrum doing the job with help from Sammy White. Blocking.
Freddie Carnor, 53, not too happy. I think he feels that they were holding him in there, and as Sammy Johnson just walked around him. There you see Sammy just kind of jumping around and picking up some good yardage.
It is second and a yard to go. They gave him 9 on the play. They're at the 25-yard line now at Green Bay. Vikings leading 13-7. Robert Miller cannot make the turn. Jim Carter, middle linebacker, the 8-year veteran from Minnesota, probably a little inspired to play here in Bloomington today. Gary Weaver in on the tackle with him. And he lost a half a yard on the play. 47,143 on hand here at Metropolitan Stadium. Bart Starr got to hope that his defense can hold him here, because we've got a long way to go, and it is a 13-7 football game. 9:13 remaining regulation time. That this point after by Cox could prove to be a big factor, but they've got to stop them here. Miller carrying, and it looked like he got the first down, and he did. Dave Roller, number 74, put the tackle on him. Bart Starr has had Clarence Williams playing some tackle in Roller's spot today. Has had Ezra Johnson playing some defensive end for Bob Barber, primarily in passing situations. But he is sticking with young Mike Butler at the left defensive end. 6'5", 265 pounds. Their number 1 pick. Timeout is called by the Packers. We have 8:40 remaining in regulation time. A close football game. The Minnesota Vikings hanging on to a 13-7 lead.
When you farm your own land, the work never ends, but you do it with pride and all the strength you can muster. But now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. Beer after beer. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
Where's Daddy?
He's outside.
What's he doing?
He's with some people checking the air in their tires.
How come?
Because if you don't have the right amount of air in your tires, it isn't safe.
But what does Daddy have to do?
Because he's a good rich dealer.
When he's done with the tires, is he gonna check the air on the blimp?
Tires you can trust. B.F. Goodrich. The other guys.
Someday, Archie wants to buy a business.
I want to see Kelsey's bar turned into Bunker's bar.
At 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain.
47,143.
Francis Tarkenton coming back on to try and get the Vikings in there and feel a little bit more comfortable with something larger than a 6-point lead. Tarkenton 19 for 27, 184 yards. Dickey, contrarily, 6 for 16, 130 yards. Not nearly matching his performances the first 2 games of the season against New Orleans and Houston. The Vikings have had 21 first downs, Green Bay only 7. The ball has been in Purple Shirt's hands almost all afternoon. Sammy Johnson. Steve Luke, the safety number 46 got him low, but Johnson bowling his way for 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3. Quickly, some scores. Baltimore now leading Buffalo 17-7. A minute 10 remaining in the third period. Denver in front of Seattle in the first quarter, 7-0. Miami leading Houston 7-0 in the first quarter. Those Dolphins, despite their problems, they've been tough so far. The Rams and the 49ers lead. The Rams lead 3-0 on a field goal by Raphael Septien in the first period. Sammy Johnson again trying for the first down. They straighten him up right at the line of scrimmage. Jim Carter on the hit. And he did not get there. Washington leading St. Louis 7-0. 8:03 remaining in the first quarter of that game. And the Jets in front of New England 30-27. 23 seconds remaining in the regulation time. Well, we had a final on that earlier, I believe. The Jets won that game. And New Orleans over Chicago 28-10. 8:24 remaining in the third quarter there. Third and very short, and a big gain by Johnson, and it's stopped at the 1-yard line. A loose ball, but it's called dead. Johnson took it all the way in to the 2-yard line. He was just trying to get the first down yardage.
Let's watch the block right on Carter. A good hole coming up the middle. Tingelhoff, number 53, on a very good block. Knocking Carter out, opening the hole up, the quick opener, right up the middle. Nothing surprising. They just come at you and they execute very, very well.
First and goal for the Vikings. Good run by Johnson through a big hole. Johnson. Whoop. So the Vikings, after a long drought going back early in the second quarter, the touchdown by Foreman, have finally got on the board again and now have a more commanding lead with 6:34 remaining. We'll see it again.
That run by Johnson there is worth seeing again as Tarkington hands off. It takes a pretty good shot right at the line of scrimmage right there by number 50 of the Green Bay Packers, Jim Carter, but he's able to spin off and back into the end zone.
And Cox, it's good. And so, at 6:34 remaining now in regulation time, we have a flag down on the point after play. Cox made it. It's against the Vikings, so everybody's got to come on back up here. Vikes have their kickoff team on the field already. They've now got 2 units out there. Finally, they get the message back at the 30-yard line where they were assembled, and we'll have to kick it over from a little farther back.
This must be the year of the holding penalty against the Vikings. They must have had, I know, at least 4 this afternoon.
Offensive holding, number 59.
Matt Blair on that specials team, guilty of holding. So he'll have to kick it now from the 20, which makes it a 30-yard point after. Good practice for your field goals, if nothing else. It's blocked. Well, isn't that interesting? And so, Ezra Johnson puts the block on it, the rookie, and the Packers stay in it here with the Vikings now leading 19-7, 6:34 remaining.
The Ford in your future is coming. The new Ford Fairmont. A new car designed for today and the years ahead. Fairmont's mileage ratings are the same as a little VW Rabbit when both are equipped with automatic transmission. Yet Fairmont has 90% of the head, leg, and shoulder room of most large cars and fine all-around visibility. This kind of room is combined with the highest mileage rating in its class. Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from Ford.
Should have bought Mobile One. The oil, it saves you gas, you know.
Should have bought Mobile One. Helps you start at 35 below.
Should have bought Mobile One. Engine temperature hits 500. You're cool.
Should have bought Mobile One. You only change it every 15,000 miles.
Mobile One, the oil that does it all. Take it from an expert.
64 yards in 12 plays. The touchdown by Sammy Johnson, a crowd favorite here. He scored it from 2 yards out. They used up 6:02. That's been the story of the game today. The ball has been in Minnesota hands. They will kick off now, leading 19-7. Fred Cox kicking to Harrell and Odom deep. A bouncing ball taken by Harrell at the 15. Gets outside and out near the 40-yard line. Harrell ran a punt back for a touchdown against New Orleans in the season opener for Green Bay. Tom Hannon made the tackle, number 45, rookie defensive back for Michigan State.
Tim, this has been the best yardage vantage point for the Green Bay Packers to start a drive from their own 40. Up until this time, they've been knocked down back to their 6, their 18, the 12, the 20, the 22. So they're in pretty good field position right here.
Slot formation right. Harrell at running back for the second time today, and he gained 5 yards on the play. Scott Studwell made the hit on him, the 9th round pick from Illinois. There's Harrell, the little guy. He can fly. Third-year man from Pacific. Atlanta beating the Giants 17-3 as we look at some of those finals, and Detroit over Philadelphia. And there is that final that we had given you earlier, and then gave you an earlier score. So it is over. The Jets beat the Patriots. Ken Payne on the completion from Dickey, dropped immediately by Joe Blaha. Blaha continuing at the right corner for the injured Bobby Bryant. Picked up about 8 on the play. Or pardon me, 3 on the play. It's third down. We had a 5-yard run by Harrell. And it'll be third and let's call it 2.5 for the Packers. Torkelson is back in, along with Barty Smith. They are the running backs for Green Bay. Third and short. Let's see what they do here. Torkelson, a flag is down. Torkelson diving near the first down yardage behind the left side of the Packers line. Blocking of Knutson and Konkar. It's against Minnesota. Mark Konkar is the guy they think is going to be an outstanding tackle, a second-year man from Colorado, a first pick a year ago. Already solidly a starter. Here's referee Chuck Heberling.
Defensive line in the neutral zone, first down.
So the Packers keep it going with a penalty against the Vikings. First down for Green Bay at the 47-yard line of Minnesota. 19-7, the Vikings lead it. 5:05 remaining regulation time. Come out with a stacked eye. 2:59. Looks like they're going to run from it. No shift. Looks like Mark Mullaney jumped over. Flag is down. The pass to Harrell. Out of bounds at the 41.
Dickey's pass complete to Harrell. Forced out by Seaman. There's a flag on the play.
What's your guess on this one, John?
Well, I believe it's an offside penalty against the Vikings, but I don't know. Let's see.
Didn't look like they called that. They called it in the Packer backfield. Could be holding against Green Bay, but maybe Mullaney got back on. It looked to me like he was offside. I agree with you, but he may have jumped back. And it looks like they're only calling the second infraction. It's against Green Bay, and a tough break for the Pack there, because it did appear that Mullaney was
offense
outside.
Holding number 71.
That's Melvin.
71 is Mel Jackson.
Plus, he had a very good block out there for Harrell as he was going around the line of scrimmage.
So it's 1st and 20 for Green Bay. They have the ball at their own 42. Time becoming a factor here. They've got to get a couple of scores. If they can get 2 scores and a touchdown, two touchdowns and a 1 point after, they can still win this thing, but it's uphill. Dickey deep, intended for Payne and overthrown, but off the hands of the defender, Nate Wright.
Well, they had no chance of completing that ball. Nate Wright was way back there. Payne, there's no way he's going to beat Nate Wright deep. Let's watch Payne, and he just tries to lull him asleep, go back to the outside. I believe Nate knew that was coming all along because he's 3 steps behind Payne. Ball was thrown back to the inside. No chance of making a completion.
2nd and 20.
Second down and 20 for the Packers at their 23.
Mark Mullaney and Duck White in at defensive ends for Marshall and Eller. They have the rush on. The pass is complete to Barty Smith. And Smith gained about 10 on the play. It'll make it 3rd and 10. And this, if there is a big play for Green Bay today, it's got to be right here, John. They've just got to get a first down. They've got to go in to score on this series, and then if they can get the ball back, anything can happen.
They have to maintain the drive, as you said, go in for the score. We only have 4:26 remaining in the football game, and they have to put something on the board, whether it be the field goal or touchdown. I'm sure that they would love to get the touchdown, but they have to put some points on some way.
3rd down. Slot formation left. Smith, the lone running back. He's going out to catch a pass. Mullaney on the rush, flags all over the place. Dickey complete. Kenny Payne tackled by Jeff Wright. Flags back in the Green Bay side of the scrimmage line. Signal is holding against the Packers. And our guess is that it's Bob Kolakowski, recently acquired backup guard. Veteran, played many years with Detroit and was cut by Cleveland earlier this preseason. And with the injury to Havig, they brought in Kolakowski, and it looks like he might have been nailed. Let's see.
We have offense holding.
Well, if you read lips, it looked like 67 to me. Kolakowski, as the microphone went out on the referee, Chuck Keberling. So it is 3rd and 20, and the big play becomes even bigger.
Now's the time when you need some help from the bench. What do you do on 3rd and 20?
I think Dickey would like Bart to come in and throw the play. Joe Jackson is in defensively for the Vikings to get some extra rush, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Ken Payne, well covered by Nate Wright, number 43. And Green Bay will have to throw the ball. Will have to punt the ball, pardon me, as I'm still thinking about Bart coming in to throw it. You know, that was an interesting huddle we saw over there earlier with Bratkowski, Starr, and Dickey. That's a lot of quarterback help for this team.
A lot of experience sitting over there.
Yeah. Beverly will punt from his own 29. Manfred Moore standing on the 10 for Minnesota. Good punt. At the 9, he slips and is knocked down right there. Well covered by Andre Thompson, number 43. So Minnesota will be starting from their 9-yard line, but they are in command, 19-7, with 3:44 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Touch, the first computer TV. Magnavox touch-tune color television. Touch, and lock in computer sharp color, computer fast. Touch, no need to fine-tune ever. Computer controlled color. Touch, even by remote. Star System touch-tune color television from Magnavox.
Time to trade in for TouchTune. Trade in your old TV for any new Magnavox TouchTune color television and save big.
On May 4th, a tornado struck Olathe, Kansas.
We still haven't found the roof. It's probably 2-3 miles on north of us.
I was in the storm cellar when the storm hit. The next morning, the Allstate adjuster came out. Then on Saturday, he gave us a full settlement on the house and the barn.
Under catastrophes, this is a normal procedure to get the money into the people's hands as quick as possible.
Allstate settled the claim a lot quicker than I expected.
They were just great.
Help when you need it. That's a promise from the Good Hands people.
Some other scores from around the NFL. Baltimore leading Buffalo 17-14 in the 4th quarter. The Bills giving the Colts a hard time. New Orleans trouncing the Bears 35-10, 8:20 remaining in the 4th quarter. Denver and Seattle are tied 7-7 in the 1st quarter. San Diego leading Cincinnati, 9:59 remaining 1st period. And Miami in front of Houston 14-0 in the 1st quarter. First down. For the Vikings, Sammy Johnson straight ahead to the 10-yard line.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
Got about 3 yards. They're going to mark it at the 11, so we'll call it a 2.5-yard gain for Sammy Johnson. Johnson and Miller, the Vikings running backs.
Well, you can expect Fran to keep the ball on the ground in this position, try to eat up as much of that time as he can, and if he can make a first down, he'll be able to run the clock out without turning it back over to the Packers.
Don Hanson in at linebacker for Jim Carter. Robert Miller, the ball carrier, is met right at the line of scrimmage again. Backer on the left side, 52. Picked up maybe another 1.5 yards. It's 3rd and 7. Packers got to get that ball back quickly. 2:40 remaining. They are down 19-7. The Vikings would like to keep possession here as they have most of this football game, and that has certainly been the big factor today. Johnson trying to get outside. Good move and hard running. Will be short of the first down, however. Hanson and Steve Luke putting the tackle on Sammy Johnson. Sammy Johnson, a 4th-year man from North Carolina.
Let's watch him carry the football, because a lot of people have been clamoring for him to be playing more football for the Minnesota Vikings. He's an excellent runner, been carrying a good average per carry, 8.3 before the ball game today. And he's also, I understand, a very good pass receiver. That's just about the same thing that all the offensive backs for the Minnesota Vikings. Good receivers, good ball carriers, good blockers.
Well, I thought he came up short. The officials marked it down, and the ball came right on the money for 7 for the Vikings. We're under 2 minutes. Sammy Johnson diving out, and it looks like he has another first down for Minnesota. Sammy Johnson, and you see Miller putting the block on the linebacker effectively. And Johnson then shakes loose from one tackle and shows his muscle and balance and gets the first down for the Vikings. So they are now out where they can breathe comfortably near the 30-yard line. 1:52 remaining. And if the Vikings hold on to what appears to be an apparent victory here as we have another timeout, it would mean that Bud Grant will have reached the 100 mark for his National Football League career. 100 victories for Bud Grant, one of the great coaches in the history of the league. After a very successful number of years in the Canadian Football League, 4 Grey Cup championships up there before coming to the Vikings. And consistency has been the trait of the Vikings throughout the years under Bud Grant. Robert Miller is met right at the line of scrimmage as these Packers are not about to roll over out there. They're still battling defensively. That was Gary Weaver submarining in from the left linebacker side, number 52.
Gain of 3.
1:35 remaining. 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 for the Vikings. And it would look like they have this thing well in hand.
For the Vikings at their 32.
Be their second victory of the season against the loss to the Dallas Cowboys in the opener. That went to overtime. Miller again.
Robert Miller, the ball carrier.
Johnny Gray, the safety man, came up to get into the middle of that. Don Hanson, the linebacker, who has been in this last series, replacing Jim Carter.
Gain of 2.
You have to be impressed with young Mike Butler, who's turned in another impressive game, the rookie from Kansas. And the Packers with so many good-looking youngsters who, once they mature and have a chance to play together and not have to face teams like Minnesota every week, going to be a fine young football team before the season is out. 3rd down, about 5.5 to go. Miller again. Hanson is there to put the wrap on him. He got about 3 yards. And the Packers have forced the Vikings to punt, but only 20 seconds remain. It'll be 4th and 2. Bottom of that pile, Don Hanson, who got in on a lot of action coming into this final series. And that'll do it.
Drive safely on your way home.
We have 5 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock, but the gun is sounded and the teams are walking off the field, so it's official. The Minnesota Vikings have defeated the Green Bay Packers 19-7 for Bud Grant, his 100th victory against 39 losses and 4 ties in the National Football League. So a milestone today for Grant, but a long way to go in this season as they hope to return to the Super Bowl. Stay tuned now as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.
Guess who's back with Rhoda on her season premiere? Her indomitable mother, Ida Morgenstern. Share the laughs when Nancy Walker returns to Rhoda tonight at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.